Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions,
All right, are you ready for some madness? Has the madness returned? I got Johnny Pops here. I got my man Brian in the Poindexter. The lounge is taking a break. Man, Johnny, I've been wanting you on the show. I love you, man. I've been wanting you on the show for a long time.
Love you too.
What is my? Did I even upload my thumbnail here? I just did an image of myself saying it's true, all of it. It's all true. What do I mean by that's that Star Wars reference? But I mean the actual lunacy in these fandoms. That's what I mean.
Oh man.
The Menace is a cult, and Brian knows I was going to stop covering them. But it's true, all of it. I actually was going to say was B level right? Oh my god!
I know, right? I'm just sitting there going, oh man, he had some points there.
I said I shouldn't say this, especially if Snowdub's watching. Was B level right? Because I did not realize how much lunatics they are. Going into this QAnon stuff that Jarbo told me about yesterday, and I actually, do you know about that, Johnny Pop?
Yeah, it's insane.
But the film that should not be named, that's the Netflix film, because every time I mention it gets demonetized. Oh. Yeah. But that's giving this movement relevancy. So
it is, it's not even. That's not even what the movie's about, though, right? Isn't it? People are acting like it's something salacious, even though it isn't. But I don't know. Snow, you could get in here. Yeah, this is just going to be a chill stream. We're just going to say what's on our minds. Yeah, you're welcome.
Let me tell you something, Snow. You come in here, brother, and you know what? The mega powers are going to unite together, dude. That's right. We're going to get back together. We're going to get the band back together. We're going to get the girls. Yeah. We're going to get Miss Elizabeth, and we're going to put her over our shoulders, and we're going to hold the World Heavyweight Championship over our head until we get mad about it and then want to fight about it. Ooh.
Yeah. Get woke, bro.
All right, I was gonna send. Who else was I gonna send? Firewater, because Firewater popped in. I want to see what he's all doing. He's a gamer.
Firewater.
Yeah, a long time.
What are we talking about?
Puppets are getting a raw deal. Yeah.
Aren't they?
Yeah. Look at this strong response. I said, was B level right? He's like FD level. They had a
big time.
Don't do that, Phobic. Come on, you can't. Phobic. You're causing controversy already.
Yeah, that's.
Don't put
some next level.
I love me some puppets, but come on. All right, be nice. All right. So that's where I was like, it's true. It's all of it's true. Yes. InfoWars, WTF. Listen.
Did you throw the whole kitchen sink into that one, Max?
I mean, it wasn't that hard. I had some of these. I have this lunatic saved on my computer. This Commandant, InfoWars, and listen. What's your take on Tom Hanks? Go.
What happened with Tom Hanks?
Well.
I've been making
programming. No. To give you a little behind the scenes, I'm like, why is Tom Hanks popping up with devil horns and all these YouTube thumbnails? And then with this prevalence of the don't mention the film, but this Netflix controversial film.
Are you talking about like the weird like cult stuff that they're doing? That they're saying that all these guys are doing and stuff that they're part of. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah,
the devil worshipping cult for the children.
Yeah,
and all that.
And all that stuff. Like Ellen's part of it supposedly.
Yes,
that's weird.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't
doubt it.
I watched Jeremy's video today, and he is embracing it. He's like, I don't know if it's true, but there's a lot of questions here.
I thought you were saying Jeremy is a part of it.
It's been noted.
Okay. So first off, I've been a bit of a conspiracy theorist, so I enjoy a good conspiracy. When I went down that road with Pizzagate and going further on, which led into what would become QAnon. Yeah, I heard a lot of bad stuff, and it was more than a couple of sources that were actually saying that Tom Hanks was really into some stuff.
Well,
So,
well, you know, we know what we figured out. You know, tonight we did our show on what you talked about last night, Max. You know, with the whole Star Wars theory stuff, and you know the whole diagram and everything, and we figured out that Rey is not a Palpatine. Rey's Italian.
It's a Palama Parkwell.
She's a Parkwell. It's bigger than meatball. She's got the bigger meat. See, the Palpatine, they put all the meatballs in the bowl, and they mixed them all up with the spices and the sage and the pepperoni, and it made a meatball, and that was a Rey. You know, she's a Mary Sue.
I mean, no. I always think that, like, no, people aren't that gullible. But then when you get somebody like Theory who's like, yeah, so Toby emailed me this, and I'm like, oh, so that makes it legit, right?
Well, Toby did. Well, lead with that.
You notice how he focuses on the weird Star Wars names to make it sound like he's intelligent. Like he's like, I gotta nail this name, so the other bullshit that comes out of my mouth, people will buy.
Yes,
I have no faith in YouTube viewers at all. I'm sorry, anyone watching this, thumbs the hell down. I don't give a crap anymore. I said I wasn't going to cover the Menace. They're absolute idiots.
Yes,
I'm sorry. They listen. If they're going into this QAnon stuff, they're supporting that, and then they're going to the Commandant. Oh my goodness!
Man,
besides being an ist, he's into and it's all from 4chan. Just go to 4chan.
It's all from 4chan, and it's all from it's strange because it's like, well, you know who gets his Star Wars rumors from 4chan, and then Doom Hitler gets his Commandant isms from 4chan.
Oh, come on. He's actually got spies in Lucasfilm.
He does.
Doomcock has got spies in Lucasfilm that are reporting back to him on a daily basis that, the day-to-day workings of Kathleen Kennedy. They're like, 11:02, Kathleen Kennedy went to the restroom. She was in there a little bit too long. She brought her purse with her, so she's probably on her period.
Talk about a hidden agenda. Man, these guys have it's not hidden. That's the other thing. I think everyone knows it. Some people are just like, I got some comments like, so what?
Well, I'm just saying this has been their shtick for a long time. So it's not, and I think it also partially led to me going down those roads too. I mean, rabbit holes go deep on YouTube, man. So it's
conspiracy theories are easy to understand, right? I mean,
Firewater. Hey, man.
Firewater.
Hello. Let the dogs out.
Yeah. It's been a while, man. Things are getting crazy here on YouTube. I think you've been gone for too long on the streams.
I think it's been 6 months.
Yeah. Listen, it's all true, all of it. Conspiracy theories, weird cults, 4chan. That's where they get all their shit.
I know. Yeah, wasn't
we used to get it from 8chan, and then they shut that down. So
wasn't the 4chan bit with the Star Trek stuff? They spelt out like the first letter of every word, said like "you're dumb" or some code, right? Right? Is that right?
Yeah, we watched the Kowalski video.
So bad, dude. It's so bad. So how you been, Max?
Oh, I'm great. I don't care anymore. I'm not as invested. I'm just like I'm just laughing at everything now. Like I used to be really invested. Like I got to prove these guys. Now I just don't care. And it's just a joke. And YouTube's a joke. And I'm just having fun. I met some new friends. These guys are great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Johnny Pop, Enosh, and Brian. Brian's been along for the whole time.
Thanks for coming back.
Brian won't go away.
No, Brian's great. Brian's a great
Brian's
friend.
showing up on other people's channels now.
My dog's still here.
I get around.
Callie, stop it, please. Stop it, please.
My dog's asleep. My wife's got to get up early tomorrow. I don't start work until later tomorrow, so I got a little bit of a break. But no, you know what I noticed that Geeks and Gamers, they're doing that all ladies live stream, and then didn't they criticize that moment in Endgame?
Yes.
Where
they were like, oh, all the chicks.
And now they're not even promoting it anymore. That lasted. I told you it was going to last like 3 weeks. Nobody's going to care. And I think I was accurate because I kind of scrolled through their Twitter a little bit. I still post that at that Twitter once in a while, like speaking to Jeremy, because I know he checks it. He shows it in his videos. But I don't know. People just need something to believe in, especially.
Well, he's gone full QAnon. This is what the Menace channels will do because they're embracing this stuff, so they get views now. I've seen it's a trend ever since we can't name the name of the film on Netflix.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely awful. By the way,
right.
Yeah,
But ever since that, it's been giving relevancy to this group of conspiracy theorists saying Tom Hanks is evil.
Right. But let me just point out something. Okay. They're the only ones that can profit off of those highly questionable. I'm putting it lightly, but so why is it okay for them to profit? They're using their likeness.
Hey, Ruthie. Oh wow, I love your icon. You're looking great.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it okay for them to do that?
Yeah.
In my opinion, if they're going to criticize it and it because of the questionable content, indeed, they should not use those images. In my opinion, criticize it, sure, but it's all something to be fake angry about. I mean, how many people are going to cancel their Netflix subscriptions over this, or their parent, or ask their parents to cancel?
Well, even though I don't like it,
I'm not telling the person that I'm actually borrowing Netflix from that they should have to cancel their Netflix.
Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't.
I mean, I don't have any money personally invested in it, but I had to be nice enough to the person who's allowing me to use their code.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything because that's
yeah. But the other thing is, I don't think we should cancel a whole company just because of one film. Like that wasn't everyone's decision. That was the person, the director that made it.
Cancel Netflix because of their contract with Adam Sandler.
I know. Haven't you seen the Ridiculous 16?
Oh man, shots fired. Calling
no, the quarantine. Happy Madison production failed to void. The quarantine's been hard. I watched that dumb movie with David Spade a few weeks ago. It was fine.
It was okay.
It's probably Kathleen Kennedy's fault. She's going to be fired next week, folks. Don't worry. She's on her way out. Doomcock told me personally.
Well, I said that too.
Mike Zero has predicted. It's been noted. We're good.
All right, Callie, come on.
The dog's heated, man.
Well, the problem is we got
as long as the dog's not in heat,
and she hears the kitty. And that's not. Like she hears the kitty walking around upstairs. She's like, "Oh, get that kitty." Hello.
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
All right. Hello there.
On that one, hey, you know what? I think I gotta go wrestle some stuff upstairs myself.
All right, can't watch another. Oh, Jolly's here too. Oh boy. Hey, Jolly.
Yes.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Jolly.
What is happening?
Oh, you revamped your shelves there. I think your shelf unit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you think about Tom Hanks? I want to hear the puppet perspective.
He laughed.
Oh, he dipped.
Well, I like Tom Hanks. He's a great actor, but I don't understand because I know he's a married man to the same woman for years, and I've never really heard anything about him before until this whole thing kind of blew wide open.
I heard about it during the Me Too.
Did you?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait for the facts. I'm gonna wait for the facts before I burn him alive. Yeah.
Yeah. That's smart.
I think they're dialing you up right now, Jolly, with the facts. The facts are coming.
Well, he does
the facts. Pep Strebeck, he's probably gonna have just the facts.
Good old dial tone.
Well, Hanks does have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and I'm not for or against Trump. I don't want to get into that argument, but he definitely does it. I think that's why people are jumping on this bandwagon.
I'm gonna totally drop an anti-Trump statement here, but I don't want to get into about Trump.
No, Trump supporters say TDS is a thing. Yeah.
Oh, TDS. I know what TPS reports are, but I don't know what TDS.
No, but
did you get that memo?
Yeah.
I did. I got the memo. For God's sake, I got the memo. I got 12 bosses all telling me the same stinking thing all the time.
But we just really need that cover.
Well,
I got the memo.
Oh, I'm talking to you like you're phobic. Sorry, Firewater.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. I don't. Have you been following this potential hidden character of the Doomcock? Have you heard about it?
I caught a little bit of what your stuff. I don't know enough about it to have like an educated opinion.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I mean, he looks like a failed stage actor.
Yes.
Like if you kind of like, if I'm gonna be a little mean here, he looks like, because I saw that video with him and Jeremy and he had his mask on and he was doing impressions. He reminded me of like a very bad version of Corey Feldman, like an older, fatter version of it.
That's what he does on his live stream.
Oh, his live stream, he sings. He thinks he's just the cat's meow.
Like he's doing show tunes. He's like the one time I caught him, he's like singing like, "Baby, if you ever wondered whatever became of me," with $100 going off here and there of like super chats. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKR.
Well, he should just be on the singing mask show then, right?
Yeah, it should be.
And then they could say, "Oh, the commandant's."
But I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think people even care that he's
they don't.
Crap, you know. It's
they
like they say they want the truth, but they just want affirmation of their preconceived thoughts.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm wondering, actually, if I don't think Jeremy's thin-skinned enough to kind of stalk every stream, but I'm wondering why he hasn't done another Common Ground stream yet.
Oh, he don't care anymore. He turned off his Twitter.
Jolly was supposed to be the next one. Jolly was supposed to be the next one.
Because I let him have it on the one stream.
He's got a $10 a month subscription for membership.
Oh yeah,
you get your membership on
Yeah. Maybe I should pay the $10 and then charge it back. No, I'm kidding. That's screwed up. That's screwed up even for me. You could really mess with somebody's business if they get enough chargebacks. But no, it just seemed like, I think he came on wanting to like dunk on people. Yeah. But he's used to monologue, not dialogue.
Yeah.
So when he rants on his videos and he cherry picks his data, that's fine. But I let him have it on a bunch of stuff. It's like, you said Kathleen Kennedy was going to be fired. Well, I said in my opinion. Well, then you said in your opinion. Then you made a statement of fact, you dummy. What is wrong with you?
I like this Firewater guy.
You could call me dummy too, Firewater.
No, not you. You're not dummy. You're smarty. You're a smarty.
I made those videos too.
No, but my point is that like, and then you got EVS trying to sell his frog. But he's like, I got 2 sources that confirmed, and I said that's fine. But then like you were completely wrong. And then it was like, well, I got this frog for sale.
I will give him credit to doing it to begin with, but I think it's not. It doesn't make him any money. Like it helped Ryan Kinnell get his YouTube job. YouTube thing, but he's turned into Jeremy 2.0.
Yeah,
oh my god,
Jeremy. Ryan's a decent guy. I chatted with him off stream, and then I remember Jeremy got really frustrated with me because I mentioned that he doesn't pay his staff, and I think he took that as a swipe. And he said something really stupid on stream. I don't know if you caught it. This was a while ago. He said he's a sole proprietor, which means he doesn't have an LLC. Which if he gets sued, he's completely effed. Bye house. Bye wife, taking the daughter away. Everyone's gone. So maybe he's got to watch that a little bit.
Whoever in the bank coming in like, excuse me, we're here for your daughter.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, the wife will kick him to the ground. I don't care how above average he is. If he's broke, that ain't happening.
Pool house is gone.
No more pool house.
No, but he said that on stream. He said now he says he has an attorney. Whoever advised him not to form an LLC should be fired.
Yeah.
He said he's a sole proprietor. I didn't even ask him that. I'm a sole proprietor. Okay, Jeremy.
Okay. He should be friendlier with
I don't
people
think
like
those
you
words
to give him
mean
advice.
what you think they mean. But Jeremy, I don't think those words sole proprietor mean.
Jolly, you've never looked so crisp and clear. Is this a new camera and everything? It looks really great. Not that it looked bad before. But
I got some good lighting, and I painted, the backdrop. I lightened it up. Yeah,
it's quite
Johnny. I do think that you made a great statement there. I mean, I think you said it all right there in your statement. I mean, what was that again that you said?
Talama Parkway.
Talama Parkway for sure, man. I tell you what, Talama Parkway. I mean, I am Palpatine. I am a Palpatine. I was born a Palpatine, and I'm going to be a Palpatine in the next 2 movies. Talama Parkway goes a long, long way, man.
Followed up with a slice of McClunky.
Yes.
George just can't leave it alone. He can't do it.
No.
Can't do it.
Well,
We should have known in the special editions.
What's all? Gina Carano is becoming a
Dude,
really
she's
vocal
talking about-
person on social media.
But
angry
looking
people
great.
on Twitter.
But looking great every
Oh,
day.
man.
Any thoughts on that? Firewater, have you been following?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I think people are becoming a little bit more inoculated with social media. They're beginning to see that it's kind of like, it's not going to be taken serious. Like I tweet at Geeks and Gamers to screw with them a little bit. People can take that seriously or take it not. I post a couple of tweets. It's whatever. But I think people are starting to see look, I think they're starting to see that it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. Like these people don't really have as much power as they think they do. And it's like, you want to cancel Gina Carano. I'd encourage anyone, males included, to talk shit to her own face.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the business end of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the business end of that. She'll destroy me, and I have no ego or otherwise saying otherwise. She's a great fighter. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're coming to a culmination. I'm actually quite nervous for the election.
Oh yes.
My wife and I begged my wife to take a day off of work. I think we're just going to hunker down. We're going to go vote in person, and then we're going to hunker down. We'll probably get online at 4 a.m. because apparently only one place per town. My town has 50,000 people in it. What am I supposed to do? But there's only one polling place per town, I guess, where I'm from. And I don't know who came up with that law, but I'm nervous about that. But I think people are starting to see if you punch back at these people a little bit. And that's what I do. In a way, I see the anti-SJWs. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
They're all SJWs, just on which side.
Just
Right.
depending
So
on
that's why
what side you're on,
when I would criticize Jeremy on the money, he is not well versed in that and defending that. Well, he is well versed when people call him sexist and racist and all this other, because I don't believe he actually is. I think he tries to act like one on
He made
TV.
his whole career on that. Yeah.
Correct. But then when you hit him on the money, and that's well, how are you so angry all the time? I think it's kind of synthetic. And what do you do if you have a bad view week and your rent's due? Or your I'm assuming he owns his house, his mortgage is due. And then you get sued because you're a sole proprietor because you're an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
And then your daughter leaves.
but that's kind of like my point. It is I don't believe in it. I don't believe there are anti-SJWs. There's just people that want to yell each other on Twitter all day, and I got kind of a little bit tired of it. I got bigger fish to fry and everything. But
right, I eased off of it, and then all this conspiracy theory stuff and craziness is surfacing, and they're really embracing this QAnon thing. Really, I see a lot of channels going to this after the Netflix debacle. That's where it's
the whole Netflix thing. And you know what it is? They're not even giving Netflix an opportunity to make good on it because they could pull it.
Right.
I think
They could.
Let me devil's advocate here. Somebody had to approve this,
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and then it says something about that.
Right.
That's fair.
Okay, well, let me point something out because I'm pretty knowledgeable in movies. There was a movie that came out. I think it might have premiered on Showtime. I'm not sure, but it was called Kids. You guys, anybody familiar with this movie?
No, I know. What movie
I
you're
know
talking
a
about,
little
yeah.
bit about it. Yeah.
Right. Very disturbing. Some scenes in there that show underage children doing some very disturbing stuff. But it was enlightening to watch because it definitely opened my eyes to something that I wasn't aware of. But at the same time, it was like, whoa, maybe this movie shouldn't have been made, So I don't know. And I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I haven't watched this movie, but the little clip that I did see was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So
Yeah, it
that's
was
where I'm
graphic. So yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard, I didn't watch it myself. I heard that the narrative of the film is trying to be a cautionary tale and that this is what you could get caught up in the exploitation of children. But if you're the way you present that is to actually do it and have the actresses, if this was a documentary and they went behind the scenes to reveal that this is happening in these, then people would applaud it. Now we know what's going on. But I don't think the director executed it. The director did not execute it, and it's a fiction. And these characters are fictional, and they made these young actresses do this, which is ridiculous. And I think the director was had an agenda to shock people.
So
course.
that show is not a documentary.
No,
It's an actual show.
it's a
actual
movie.
No, it's a movie. Yeah, it's a film.
Seriously?
No,
Seriously.
it's
I
the-
because
it
I
won the,
thought this whole
Sundance, didn't it? Sundance.
Yeah, it won a
Cannes.
Sundance Award.
Yeah,
Sundance.
okay because
Sundance.
I don't know why because
Oh.
I haven't watched it, but I honestly thought that it was a documentary style thing where they were showing like behind. That's what I thought it was.
Nope.
No,
It's a fictional story.
no, and the other thing is they did make a documentary about it. Okay, but they couldn't platform it anywhere. It's called An Open Secret. And it was about young guys that were in Hollywood, and it implicated people like Bryan Singer and stuff like that. So I would believe that nothing happened. I don't even know, honestly.
Hey, there's that guy.
I trust him about as far as I can throw him, and that's not very far.
Hey, I was just on with Lantern earlier, Zod Rider.
You know what? I'm glad. I have to say, Max, I love you, bro, but I'm glad I missed it.
Well, I asked if he wanted to stream with you and Enosh soon. He's like, not really interested.
Well, of course
you
he
know-
wouldn't be interested because you know what? I'd eat him alive.
Because me and
I
he,
would
because
eat that idiot alive with
because
the and the lack of any kind of
I
evidence
like
or
him.
any
I
or
like
any kind of actual like brain cell.
Okay.
Like seriously, like I was watching it earlier. Like what did we say he looked like?
Well, Firewater. I wanted to get. Okay, I don't want to bash
Hold on
him
one
too much.
second.
Okay.
I do. Give me the mic. Let me give me the
Amen.
mic so I can bust like a bubble.
the
That
good
lantern
thing-
guy, you know, if he faced us here, you know he'd be
About
in
that. What's
trouble
up?
because ain't nothing but an Enosh thing, baby.
Yes.
I got Zod down here and ain't maybe. We're coming right for a
my
lantern
God.
today, so better get ready and better sit down.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. I'm with you.
Firewater
Back
came
to the
into a
message
party.
at hand. Yes, sir.
Well, Firewater. I wanted to actually talk to you about
Puppet dancing.
the Snyder Cut though, because you're looking forward to.
Are you a Muppet or are you a puppet? Which one is it?
I am a manly Muppet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know. I was really curious about it, and I just had to ask. So.
Oh, Prime says the Netflix is ridiculous. The net backlash is ridiculous. Prime wants in on this. Prime time.
Yeah, because it is just one movie, and if you don't like it or if it's not your cup of tea, you can always not watch it. So
The people that are whining the most have all watched it. That's the thing. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, so the damage is already done.
have they watched it though? That's the question I have. Have they watched it? Because several years ago there was a director. His name is Larry Clark, and he made two very, very controversial movies. One was called Kids, and the other one was called Ken Park. Both of those films were cautionary tales about, preteens and teenage life, getting mixed up in sex, drugs, and all the kinds of things that children should not get involved in. And the movies were very controversial back then. But the thing was, the way the movies were depicted, they were depicted as dark, cautionary tales, and they were essentially trying to show the reality that these kinds of things do exist, and that you have to know that what's happening
hey, Barcelona B.
is not something you're going to be able to stop, but it's essentially showing you that yes, these situations do exist. So that movie, the Netflix movie, I think it's kind of like yeah, they're depicting things a little bit too graphically, at least for today's audiences, and I think that's what all the hubcabub is about. But my thing is, I would bet you any money that the majority of these critics and people complaining have not actually watched the movie. That's just the reality. We've known for a long time that a lot of times people will
Take
will
other
do
people's
that.
opinions. Yeah.
Or they'll just hop on the negative bandwagon of what other people are saying.
Yeah, I
and
don't
they'll
know
just-
I don't
and
know
they'll
if this
just
is
do
the
that.
Justice League. I don't know what kind of league. I was dancing around calling us the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I don't know. We got some puppets here. No,
Say
no.
gentlemen.
Well, we got
gentlemen here.
you know what? I've never been on a live stream with a manly Muppet before, so I'm really excited.
Go to his chin.
this is
Yeah,
a
go to his
first
chin.
for me.
Hey,
Make sure you
hey,
subscribe.
Zod Rider. Maybe
I'm
me
gonna-
and you could go to the Tuck and Roll show next Saturday night.
Sounds good to me, Max. I'm down, brother.
I'll get tuck and rolled right away because I do all those Doomcock videos.
It'll just piss off the menace.
Well, I think
I'll say, hey, did you see my Doomcock video? He is really, and I'll be bounced in a second.
Stephen Waltman will say something.
Well, no, I was thinking too, like these same people that are complaining about the movie that can't be named are the same people that made child exploitation very, very lucrative with Toddlers and Tiaras and Honey Boo Boo and all
Dance
that
moms.
stuff. Yeah,
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, people loved to watch that train wreck when it was on TLC, and then now they're going to be like, oh, you know, I mean.
Well, it's 2020.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I think there are a little bit of differences, but either way, both of
It's
those shows are bad.
It's 2020, so it's 2020, so everybody gets offended about something. That's just the reality now. You can't get away from it. It's like
I think it went over. I think it went over the line, though. I think it did.
Oh,
go over
sure,
the line.
absolutely.
Oh yeah. But the thing is that, like I said, if it's not your cup of tea and it's not a movie that you want to watch, that's why you have so many choices. You don't have to watch the film. So so that's kind of my whole argument with that. There's going to be controversial films that are going to come out. There's going to be things that are not going to be everybody's cup of tea. That's why we have so many different genres and so many different movies and things for people to watch.
But I think this one just based off what I've
You're
heard,
not.
I didn't even want to hear anything. But
I don't either. I don't want to watch the movie
I have
either.
no
But I'm
interest
not
in that whatsoever.
right. I agree with you. I have no interest in it whatsoever. I'm not going to watch the movie. But just because I'm not going to watch the movie and the movie's not for me doesn't mean that I'm going to condemn Netflix and be like, well, just because you
Cancel
promoted
Netflix,
a movie,
man.
you promoted a movie that is controversial and may skirt the line and go over the line even. So now I'm going to condemn your entire platform and say you need
All
to
those
cancel.
people.
I don't think
I
that is
do
right.
think
really?
they should pull it. I do think it is.
Okay.
It's
Maybe,
over.
and that's the thing. Maybe they
Right.
will pull it, but they will pull it. But still, like I said, that's why there's choices. That's why you have a choice whether or not you want to watch something, whether or not you want to be exposed to certain types of content or not. I don't like CNN, but I'm not going to condemn people that watch CNN. I don't like.
I don't
Fox.
know, Grobnob.
I don't like Fox News, but I'm not going to condemn Fox News. I mean, whatever, watch it or don't. That's on you.
Yeah, I'm
Let me point
piggybacking
something
off
out
the
here,
side on that one.
for the Netflix, they just picked up Cobra Kai, which is kind of a right-leaning show. I like to prefer it as one. It's more centric towards.
I don't feel that way at all. I think it's a complete continuation of the Karate Kid, just like how the movies were.
All right.
It follows that.
Well, the character is.
All right,
Yeah,
great.
but the characters are the archetypes of the 1980s. Back in the 1980s, that's how people thought. That's the way people approach things. If you look at movies that came out in the 1980s and the 1990s, a good majority of those movies would never be able to come out today. They'd be condemned. They'd be thrown away. They'd be canceled. Let's be honest.
Oh,
Back to the Future.
Come on.
Back to the Future couldn't be made today. You know why? Do you know why Back to the Future wouldn't be acceptable today?
Incest.
Because of the incest scenario between Marty McFly and his mother. Are you kidding me? That was a joke. Listen. That was a joke back in the 80s, and it's still funny to me. But if it were made today, you better believe there'd be a whole bunch of people up in arms and pissed, saying that the movie should be banned. I'm not kidding you. I'm talking in regards to 2020 standards. Like 2020 standards.
Zod, as long as we can still get a remake of like Weird Science, where the two guys put bras and panties on their head and create a woman to fulfill all of their desires.
That could never be made either. That could never happen either. That movie would be completely thrown away.
I will have you know, sir. I will have you know that movie is a documentary. That movie is real life, based on a true story.
Robert Downey Jr. better be careful. Robert Downey Jr. better be careful before all these activist groups cancel him over Weird Science, because the way things are going nowadays, you never know. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think we were supposed to talk about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. I want to hear about the Snyder Cut from Firewater.
Well, I mean, I'm excited for it. I didn't think it existed. I wasn't like on the bandwagon either way. I did like Batman vs Superman. I know it got shit on, but I did like it. I thought Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he played the billionaire part well. I thought he played the Batman when he's like clearly in shape and he knows what he's doing. I'm a Ben Affleck fan.
Oh yeah,
just of his acting, not so much of his politics, but I think he's a phenomenal actor. And I like Henry Cavill. I think he's a great Superman. And and I just I'm excited. So it's going to be 4 1-hour episodes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
What I didn't understand originally is like why Batman vs Superman was about 3 hours runtime, give or take.
Yeah.
And then Justice
3
League
hours and 2 minutes to be exact.
And then Justice League was about like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like how are you going to
2 hours. It was 2 hours.
Oh, it was 2.
There was a mandate. There was a mandate from the studio.
Yeah, Tahachi Hara made it. Tahachi Hara, the former CEO, made a mandate.
Yeah, so it was 2 hours. That's right. Because I did watch it the other day. I forgot what the runtime was. And,
it was 2 hours.
You know, but what it came down to was like, you know, how are you going to have a movie about 2 characters be 3 hours, and then you got to introduce the entire Justice League, and then they got to fight somebody. And Steppenwolf was just awful CGI. That stuff was like out of a PlayStation 2 video game. You know, and I'm looking forward to see what Zack Snyder did. They kind of screwed him. I mean, he had a legitimate reason for taking a hiatus.
Yeah. And
they were just like, no, screw you.
They did take advantage of that. That's one of the nastiest Hollywood stories. Is one of his worst moments of his life with his family tragedy. They exploited it for marketing, saying we're helping him when it was really they took it. I mean, most of the stuff was done. Most of the stuff is pretty much on the finish line. A few more things. Okay.
No, I said the movie was already done. He did all of his filming. The filming was done in it was either late 2016, early 2017. It was right in there, and they got done finished filming. So the only thing that they had to do and they had to complete was just to finish the dialogue, and then they had to do the special effects. That was it. But everything that Zach wanted that he had filmed was absolutely done. So, and they took everything out. They took it all out, and then they rechanged everything. So Fabian Wagner said it was 95% of Zach's footage was taken out. 95%. 95% was out. So if you figure his whole movie was 214 minutes, the one that he was actually going to do, even though he had numerous versions of the movie, now we're going to get the actual real version of it. Just imagine all the stuff that was just actually taken out. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah.
I mean, this might be the only new content we're getting besides the other streaming content right now. What are you guys' thoughts about how devastating the Tenet box office is?
Well, I mean, they won't release any numbers.
Is that a movie? Is that a movie or something?
6.7 million for second week, and that is down from the first weekend.
Nobody are going to theaters, man.
Ain't nobody going to theaters, man.
I'm not going to a theater. People want to go to a theater, you go right ahead. I am avoiding that until a vaccine's out.
I would definitely go to, if my theater opened, I'd go today.
Sure. That's your choice, man. You do.
I mean, but it's because it's a movie theater. It's a movie theater. It's not because it's like. But I wouldn't do that for just any place. But the movie theater's right around the corner from my house. I would just go there because I love movies.
All these developers are kind of like upset that they tore down those drive-ins years ago. Right now,
right? I mean, we had a couple of those in our area too.
Drive-ins were ahead of their time.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were. I mean, if a lot of people think about it, if you really, really think about it. Tenet is going to stay in theaters. I will probably say they will keep it in theaters all the way to Christmas.
Oh, easily.
They're going to keep it all the way to Christmas because right now the box office, if I'm not mistaken, I did look up some of the numbers. That the numbers that are out now it's at about 20 to 25 million, and that's all they made from the prior time when they already had the pre-screenings, and then they had the screen and what they show now.
Well, Nolan's contract. The only way he's getting paid is through box office money. So, I mean,
much.
Yeah, it did about 207 million worldwide
next year.
I'm talking about just this weekend. Now, for whatever it made worldwide, I have no idea what it made.
207 million, according to Box Office Mojo.
But there's not really signs of life in the U.S. market, though.
Well, you know what it is. Like I said, no one's going to theaters. I mean, like, and how are you going to operate a theater at 25% capacity? You're going to be losing money. You're going to lose money.
This is going to force them. This is going to force them to go down the video on demand route. Because
I don't know.
the theaters,
I thought that way, but
there's not enough money.
Mulan was a crap movie, though. Nobody wanted to see that. If they
Right.
put out a movie, people
If you would have put Tenet on demand, Tenet would have made its money. I'm telling you, people would have paid the $30 to watch Tenet.
They still can.
They still can, but y'all have to take into consideration too is that L.A., New York, and Chicago, and Houston, the 4 major cities that are in this country, they're still locked down. So if they so happen to open them back up, let's just say hypothetically, if they open them all back up this upcoming weekend or the weekend after, if they so happen to do that, a lot of people probably not going to go, but they're going to get something in the major markets. So when that happens, we'll actually see. I don't have a problem to go to my theaters here, the way they have it orchestrated and the way they got it set up. So my thing is
how do they have it set up, Prime?
How they set it up is that when you go in for each row, they put they seat you 3 seats over. So if you are a couple, you can actually get your seat. But the way they got it set up, they put you 3 seats over. So let's just say if you got a seat in the corner, then they'll empty 3 seats. Then there'll be 2 more seats. And then they'll empty 3 seats, and then they'll have 2 more seats. So they space you out to the point where, they're being real safe with it to space you out. So it all depends on your theater. So, hey, they're not going to take no chances at this particular time and moment. But as long as they're getting something, you got to remember these movie theaters are losing money. So they want to at least get some type of profit in, at least a little something. But hey, they got to do what they got to do, So if people decide to go, I don't have a problem with it. It don't bother me.
I can't risk it because of my family. I can't. I take care of my parents. I take care of my parents that have medical illnesses, and
that's understandable. See, I understand.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I wouldn't want to, do that and then do something for my parents and subject them to possibly getting the virus just because I wanted to see a movie. I mean, that's really what when you have family and you're helping family out, you have to consider that, and you have to take them into consideration more so than yourself. If it's just you and you got nothing to lose or whatever, either way, it's like I'll risk it. I'll go to the movies, but right now.
And I'm having a good time with streaming. Like people say cancel Netflix. I'm not bringing that up again, but Netflix has been delivering lots of content for me.
Yes.
And Amazon was looking to buy AMC theaters, and the AMC theater stock went up 60% in one day, just on the rumor. Not even a deal.
I mean, not to bring it
I hope it happens. I hope it happens because I think studios buying movie theaters would be good. I think that would save the industry because streaming is also, if streaming works in unison with movie theaters, they could really make a lot of money. I mean, it could work.
Firestarter. That's right. I forgot that nickname. Firestarter. Are you starting any more fires or just chilling now?
You know what it is? I shoot my criticism here and there. I've actually, believe it or not, been busy with work. I've been fortunate enough to been able to work from home. Both my wife and I have been.
Amen.
We're carrying full freight still, which I'm very, very lucky. But it's one of the biggest things too. I just wanted to make sure that was campaign stuff died down because that was just I didn't want to get involved with that, so it sounds like that's gone. But no, it's the theaters are a big risk, and if people want to take that individual risk, they're more than welcome to. I'm not going to stop anyone. Just for me, it's just too much heat right now.
It's just the people that have to take care of other people that are near and dear to them that are taking all the risks. You don't want to bring that home to your wife. You don't want to impact your parents. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's just it's not just about the movie theaters are open.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea, Stowed Up. I'll be back. I'm gonna give her a bone.
But I was thinking, because one of the reasons that Amazon wanted to buy AMC is because I believe their stuff can't be considered for Oscars unless they have a theatrical release, and then you have to lock in 90 days exclusively.
And then they can put their stuff in theaters, and their stuff will be a lot.
Damn it! That was like,
even though the theaters are open and everybody got valid points on that, everybody got a valid point. I was thinking that, since they have to make money, they have to do whatever it is they got to make money. I was really, really thinking that the theaters shouldn't open now this early anyway. I think it really should be another year before they should really wait. They should wait another year because I would say this stuff is not really going to tie down for another year.
Well, that's
I don't know. Pfizer's promising a vaccine by mid-October. I'll be patient zero on that. I'll volunteer because the nature of my work is transitioning back to field work, and I gotta be back out in the field soon. Not tomorrow, but like in the next couple of months. So I'll be patient zero.
So you're really gonna volunteer? That's pretty cool.
No. Only after I'm not going to be a research subject. I'm kidding when I'm saying patient zero. When it's commercially available, I will talk to my doctors.
Somebody asked me about that.
You're a hero, fire starter.
No, I'm just I'm looking out for me, man. I'm no hero.
Hey, look, somebody asked me about that not too long ago, and I said, I may not be the first person in line, I said, but once I see that like it's chill, it's cool.
As long as it doesn't kill us or turn us into zombies,
give it to me. I don't care.
Cool with it.
Well, zombie guys wouldn't be so bad.
There you go. Well, hey guys, it has been a blast being here with you all, and I know we talked about a lot of different things that we didn't, get to some of the stuff that we were going to talk about. But I just wanted to come over and say hi. I wanted to bring Johnny Pop over for the first time and introduce you guys.
Enosh, we got to collaborate. I'm going to be dropping you an IM about doing a Zod Rider show pretty soon, man.
I am.
We got to connect.
Using instant messenger? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Just kidding.
All of a sudden, in the distance, I hear you've got mail.
That's right. It's Zod going full old school.
There you go. All right, guys. You all have a wonderful night. Stay nerdy. And,
all right, brother.
No problems
hey,
there.
It was great meeting. What?
Thanks.
No problems there.
All right. It was great meeting you, Firewater.
Very nice to meet you as well.
All right, man. Hope to see you soon. All right.
Yes.
All right. Nice to meet y'all, gentlemen. Have a good night.
All right.
Tuck and roll.
A rumored Mando trailer tomorrow, by the way.
Awesome.
I thought Mandalorian was great.
Yeah, talking about Gina Carano, she's back in season 2, and there is a rumors of her getting her own spinoff.
I like Cara Dune. I think she's a good character.
She's got a cool enough name for a spinoff. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I mean, I'd watch that.
Oh yeah. I don't think this is gonna. I don't think she's throwing that much heat on Twitter that it's gonna be controversial towards her future at Star Wars, but some are suggesting that some are actually that upset.
Well, look at the way people have been trying to cancel Rosario Dawson because of something one of her family members said. I mean, come on. I mean,
she's done the right thing. You don't want to comment on it publicly if there's a lawsuit.
What does Rosario Dawson do? I don't know what's going on.
She didn't do nothing. What it was somebody in her family made a comment that was disparaging towards transgender people, and now a bunch of transgender people are trying to cancel
it. It's complicated because the person was also an employee of her family too. So there's also, you got to consider that there's conflict there, and there's rumors.
No, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If my sister said something that was disparaging towards gay people or transsexual people, and then all of a sudden everybody was trying to cancel me, I'd be pretty pissed because it's like, I don't have the same opinions that she does. That's not my fault.
Yeah. So
it's just the way this world is now, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to change. That's going to change because
it is. The pendulum is going to eventually swing. Yeah.
The cancel people are going to push it too far.
Yeah.
And they're going to go after the wrong
I think they already have, to be honest.
But to the mainstream people. And then they're going to be like, look, they had an opinion, give them a chance. Like, I do believe in the right of employers to be like, look, I don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah.
I believe that you see a lot of people confuse freedom of speech with they confuse that with like being an open platform, because YouTube's not an open platform. Well, there's no snuff films and there's no pornography on YouTube. Correct. Yeah. So people are bound to the rules. And in my opinion, a lot of these YouTubers, they like to bitch about it because it generates views. Because if they really followed their logic to their conclusion, they would go to BitChute or they'd go to not YouTube. or one of these other alternative.
Very good point. Yeah.
You know, well, YouTube is the big. Well, then you got to play by their rules. People that say YouTube needs to change, I was like,
as soon as the
do a
advertisers,
damn thing.
right? As soon as advertisers get the bit shoot, it's going to be the exact same thing. Advertisers roll.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. Unless, or you have to charge your viewers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, most jobs nowadays, you have to sign social media agreements. So you can't just go around saying and doing whatever the hell you want, because your job can fire you for it.
If I were hiring people and they had a questionable social media platform, I would say thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming in for the interview.
That's true. Employers look at social media these days before they hire
contracts. You sign contracts when they do hire you. Taco Bell did. I was like, what the hell?
That you're going to be cool. Yeah. You know, don't do anything dopey. And unfortunately, though, even just having a certain type of opinion can get you in trouble, even if it's not necessarily inherently hostile itself.
Yeah.
But you do have to. That's why I don't post
everything you do now, and everything that you say has consequences, no matter what. That's just the world that we're living in.
It always did. It's just that pre-internet, that the only people that knew about it were the people you interacted with on in person. Now you post something on Facebook, which you can't even look me up on Facebook. I have that shit. Only friends of friends can search me, and I don't even want that. Like, leave me alone. I just want to see pictures of my nieces and my nephew, and my wife's friends got some kids. We want to see the picture, interact with them, meet up with them. Like, hey, you coming over? You know, that's all I really want it for. I'm not looking to get into a deep political discussion, because I'm going to vote my wallet at the end of the day.
Amen.
Who's going to screw me the least?
Exactly.
That's what it's going to be. And that's the truth. That's what I'm going to do. I don't even know who I'm voting for yet. I honestly don't.
Wow. Okay.
Because the Trump tax plan kind of screwed me. It took away my Schedule A deductions, which would be for people in the chat, that I used to be able to. I have a home office and a personal office that I pay for out of pocket. I used to be able to deduct every little thing that I bought from my income. I can't do that anymore because I'm not a 1099 independent contractor. I'm not a sole proprietor like that. Yeah, get it? See? So I lost out on quite a bit of refund. However, I understand that the tax plan did benefit more people, because I knew people that were really struggling. I knew this one single mom. She was like sweating bullets, thinking that, oh my God, I'm not withheld properly. And I was like, no. You got to understand, Trump changed the tax brackets. He doubled the standard deduction. You should be getting. In fact, I think you're getting money back. I just eyeballed her.
I will say one thing. This for that though, the taxes are much easier to do. They're so simple.
Oh, yeah. My H&R Block bill went down $400 because I don't have any deductions. There's nothing to deduct. The standard deduction is more than my mortgage and taxes. My mortgage, interest, and taxes, which is insane.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I do my taxes on my own.
Yeah, well, you're smarter
I do
than me.
mine by myself.
I think I'm going to do it next year. My father-in-law is a retired CPA. I think I'll just get him a nice bottle of wine, and we'll split that shit. And we're going to do it next year on TurboTax.
Yeah, TurboTax is cool.
Do that.
Yeah, do that.
Do that.
You'll save a lot of money that way.
I know. Yeah, it was about 2 bills for H&R Block this year, but that's all right. But anyway, should I answer that question there?
Yeah, on Ray Fisher, because it'd be interesting, because we don't know. You haven't really. You're interested in the Snyder Cut, but you're kind of like an outside on this. So
I'm looking in on it, and I noticed that it was like Popcorn Planet and that other guy. They really went after Ray Fisher for speaking out.
And they don't have no good source. So go ahead.
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm not with them. I tweeted one thing at Andy Signor, and he blocked me.
No, you know what?
Join the club.
We can't bring up those names on.
No, I can't. I can't.
Okay.
You guys can say
I'm sorry.
No, because
what is he gonna like? Is he gonna sue me now? Like,
no,
do I have to tool up here?
No, they threatened to do something to me.
I apologize. Yeah. All right, then. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. But either way, getting back to just Ray Fisher himself, it is. He better have the receipts, because if he doesn't, he's done. I don't know. It sounds like something that Joss Whedon would do, because there's been other complaints previously, I believe, that he's just a general D-bag. Not that that's illegal, but he could have engaged in HR violations, but not necessarily go to jail for them. You know, that happens all the time at businesses. You know, just because it's a fireable offense doesn't mean it's a criminal offense.
Right.
So I'm leaning towards Ray Fisher. I did hear he wasn't participating with the investigation. Now he is, or
No.
What's the deal
No.
with that? I got conflicting information. I haven't been able to sort that out.
Okay, well, this is why it's good that. Whew, so let's go ahead and get it going for you, so you would know. So Ray basically said that he doesn't want anybody else in the investigation. He's going to handle everything. Now, because everything that he has and all the information that he has, he cannot say. Okay, he has legitimate
Is he
information.
legally? He's under non-disclosure, or
Right? He is under NDA. There's certain
okay, he's
things
under
that he
NDA.
can get, so he cannot say shit. But the accusations and everything between him for Whedon and Johns is completely accurate. So everything that he has now, everything that's going on right now, okay, and all the information that he has put out there is absolutely concrete and legit. All right. Not just now, if you have not listened to his actual streams and the information that he has actually provided for the public is out there. If you want to know all of them just real briefly and quickly, yes,
yeah,
I
just
have
give me like a 60-second nutshell if you could.
well, the nutshell is that the first part is the NDA. He has nothing to lose. Basically, he was part of a project before he was on Broadway in Hollywood. He was with a culinary. Was it a culinary company or a meat company? It was one of those companies, and they were trying to do a union. Well, the company actually got the union, but he lost his job. Basically, all Ray is about. He's about the truth. He's about equality, and he's about everything being fair. And he doesn't want anything to be, how should I say, people taking advantage of the little people that are out there that are doing their job, or the people that really cannot defend for themselves. So he speaks up for everyone. So with everything that's going on in Hollywood and how they try to manipulate people and where people can't speak up, he's the one that's doing that. Basically saying is that he has nothing to lose. So he doesn't have no responsibilities for him to lose. So that's a very, very good thing, because a lot of people, we know there's a lot of people that want to do the things that he's doing, but they have things that they have to lose. They have a family, they have children. So they have things that they can lose where they can't provide. He doesn't have that. It's just him.
Yeah, but he's got a career, man.
Well, his career, he also stated he doesn't care about his career.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care about his career because it's all about the integrity and the accountability. And that's the thing. So for an individual to be like that, he's not lying about anything, because everything.
No, I never question it. I'm just saying.
No,
like
I'm just
letting you know, the studio also, to be fair, also gets a chance to respond, because
right.
They're entitled to a defense as well.
Well, I think you had a question about the investigation. Okay, so what some of the public doesn't realize.
Well, I heard there was some conflicting stuff, but it seems
Warner Brothers is in Warner Media. Warner Media is more with AT&T, and they took over, and that's why the Snyder Cut's even happening, and there's still conflict there. And he the accusations that Ray's making is against actually the original Warner Brothers, and they were the ones that can head up the investigation. Everything would be reported to their lawyers, and there was also a witness there that he did not agree to on the conversation with the investigator, and he's like, I need to get my people in, and this should be a third-party investigation and not reported directly to Warner
it shouldn't
Brothers.
be an internal investigator. They should probably hire an arbitrator or something like that.
So
bring in a law firm to independently investigate
but they
the truth.
They spun it that he's not cooperating and put that out there.
Because I thought that was he's going to be accusations and then not cooperate, because if that were true, that would make Ray look awful. Mm-hmm. But actually, I don't believe him to be.
That's a spin to the narrative on tactics that they do in any type of field. That's with cops. That's with any type of business. So when they say a person is being uncooperative or they being insubordinate of that magnitude, that means is that they're not getting what they want. They're not getting what they want. So anything or information that he has, they're not getting it from him. He doesn't have to, because his crew, his team, which is his legal team, he's saying that to them. So anything that he has to say. So that's what they say, and they put that narrative out there. So this is the thing. Warner Brothers, when they put that letter out, or the acknowledgement, they screwed themselves on that, because basically they messed themselves up when they put that out. So with the investigation, And with all the stuff that's actually there now, I can't say everything verbatim on what Ray actually has, but the email, which is from, I can't think of the place, but the email that he actually sent all the information to, he put it out there. It's on Twitter, and he put it out there. It's a legit, informative email. It shows the time, it shows the date, the time, and everything that he sent to this organization that's going to be holding this investigation. And another thing that a lot of people that's out there that people say, which is wrong, is that, okay, Warner Brothers and Warner Media are totally two different entities. They're just under the same umbrella. Okay. Now Warner Media is over Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers ain't got no say so on nothing. So Warner Brothers has no say so. And that's why people thinking that Warner Brothers has this power. They don't have any power no more. Once AT&T, which is basically Warner Media, is basically over them. Okay, once they bought them, Warner Brothers ain't got nothing. So the top people that's the head there are the ones that's in control. And a lot of people fail to realize that all the executives that were on the board, the former executives that were on the Warner Media board, are not there at Warner Brothers no more. So there's another thing. That's another thing that's questionable with them putting this out, because why are they even flirting with this, knowing that it was other powers to be that was in control of Warner Brothers?
They can still be liable. I mean, that's
right. They could be liable.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's all about reducing liability at the end of the day. That's what lawyers try to do. They try to create liability on some respects and then reduce it on others. That's what their attorneys are trying to do. It's like, well, because now that's a mitigating circumstance. Okay, yeah, Ray had a problem with all these people, but we got rid of them all.
Right, but it was the way,
theoretically,
right. And there's a lot more stuff with Josh Whedon too, on way stuff was going on when things were handled.
Yeah, I heard he's just a d-bag. I don't know.
Yeah, there's things with Gal Gadot. She didn't speak up yet, but there's other people now. There are other people that's from the cast and crew that have supported him, and they're going to support him.
I think Jason Momoa came out and said, "I believe Ray Fisher or whatever." He had a statement of support.
Because Jason Momoa was there. Jason Momoa had already known what was going on. Gal Gadot already knows what's happening, what's going on. Why do you think all this stuff with Ben Affleck was going on? That wasn't because of Ben. That was because of the executives. That was because of Jeff Johns and John Berg. That was because of them. That's why Ben Affleck was the way that he was. Who mandated all this stuff to go down? So all this stuff was really orchestrated. All this stuff started to go down when Man of Steel started. When Man of Steel started, this is when all this stuff started to go down with Jeff Johns and John Berg. That's when all this stuff started to happen. And, and I'll conclude it with this, is that, which a lot of people don't know, was that Warner Brothers is the one that put the false narrative out there about Josh Whedon getting recruited by Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder never recruited Josh Whedon. That was a lie. They reported that. That was a lie. They covered that up. And so my thing was that, and it's out there. Zach even says it. It's like, he wasn't the one that did that. They was just interfering with what Zach was trying to do. Zach just got up. Zach ain't never get fired. Zach quit. He got up and walked out. He never got fired. They're putting this narrative saying that Warner Brothers is the one that fired him. No, he got up and he quit because they kept on telling him to trim his movie down. They kept on trying to tell him to change it after the movie was already done. You know what I'm saying? And then you're working on top of that. You're trying to make this man change his stuff, and his daughter commit suicide. So those two hits right there. So any man that's going to be up, he's trying to work. You're messing with his work, and then he's working, and you're messing with his sanity already with his daughter committing suicide. Ain't no man gonna just deal with that.
I don't blame him for taking 3 months off. Yeah, and I think even the cast were like, "Yeah, do what you have to do.
Yeah,
we'll figure something out when you come back."
And Warner Brothers was so foul is that, and everybody will agree, they could have set this back for another year.
They didn't.
But the only reason why, right? They could have put the movie back, but they didn't. What they did, because they were so interested in getting their bonuses for the movie to come out on the release date, they was worried about getting their bonuses. They made sure that
before
the movie came out regardless.
Took over too.
Yeah, before AT&T took over, they was worried about their bonuses about the movie coming out. They didn't care about integrity. They didn't care about anything. They just wanted the movie to come out, and they didn't want to have anything to do with Zach of anything in there. Again, they took everything of his movie out of there. And I would probably say, Zai, give me correct. I say what? It's only like maybe 10. Maybe 15 minutes of his stuff in there.
Yeah, they said there's only didn't Fabian Wagner said there's only something like about 10% of what Zach shot in that movie. And even the 10% that is Zack Snyder's stuff was retooled or messed with,
or like diluted effectively, right?
So it's essentially that's why again, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, when that comes out, it is a completely different movie. It's nothing. It has nothing in common with what we got. With what got released.
Yeah. So I'm excited for it because I like Zack Snyder. Like I said, I like the BVS. I'm a big 300 fan. I thought 300, even with the slow mo and the combat, is there a version of 300 where they don't do the slow motion and just do straight up fight? That would be fucking badass.
Oh, no, that's Zack Snyder style, man. That's just Zack style.
No, that's how he rolls. But one of my favorite fight scenes of all time is when Batman is rescuing Superman's mom, and he just trucks the crap out of those guys. People are getting thrown through walls. There's a dude with a flamethrower. He gets his day messed up. And I thought like it was such a badass scene that I was like, I would love to see something like that in Justice League, even not just Batman doing something like that. Maybe
even to have a believable fight against Batman v Superman in live action. That's hard to do, and
I know. Well, I thought the actual Batman versus Superman fighting was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. You know what? Superman's so larger than life. Like, how do you could make a cartoon easily with him? And they made 1 million Justice League cartoons, and that's great. And I've watched some of them on HBO Max. They're pretty entertaining. But like, how do you do that in real life, man? He's just, what are you gonna do to Superman? He set up 50 caliber machine guns. He's like, stop it, Batman. What are you doing? Like, you can't.
Well, I mean, it's a problem. Just like they say, what do you do when ultimate Luke Skywalker comes when he's on the top of his game? It's hard to write for him. It's just like in live action, just like Superman. Like once there's an enemy, once he shows up, unless you have kryptonite in there, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hard, but I think they nailed it. And I always say the way to understand the films is how would superheroes be in real life? It's still not realistic, but it's as close as you could get to real. Like, people would be protesting Superman and all this other stuff. You're an alien, where people don't want to, regardless of politics. Some people don't want to build a wall. What do you do when there's an actual alien? Proof of an alien. I'm sorry. There's going to be.
Can you get xenophobic?
Yes, right. But that's such compelling scenes for me in Batman v Superman is when they're like, and when he walks out of the court, Lex is like, some people don't like that Lex.
Oh, I love Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
He'd be a tech guy. Lex would be. I think Lex could be a tech guy.
Absolutely. Lex Luthor, I thought he did an excellent job. Obviously, it wasn't
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, I thought he did an excellent job as Lex Luthor.
Yes, he did.
And it's messed up. But that
he made it his own.
Granny's
and I appreciate that.
Or Granny's peach tea or something. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, right.
It felt, Lex Luthor in this movie felt real. He felt like how you would expect him to be. He would be like a Mark Zuckerberg, like, technology type guy. And
yes,
it really felt authentic and legitimate, just like the whole concept of Superman being an alien and being shunned by the world. So that's,
the thing is that a lot of people are starting to grasp to it now, except those.
It was ahead of its time, Prime, just like everything Zack Snyder does. It's
Yeah, but you got to look at it for what it's worth now, which a lot of people are starting to grasp it, and they're starting to really, because you got to remember, a lot of people don't like to think.
Exactly.
So they're conditioned to something that once they get something new, and they're conditioned to something, because they already got their mind made up for something that they want it to be. And when it's not to what they like, they don't dislike it. It's not that they, so it is what it is. But now a lot of people are starting to grasp it, and they're starting to understand a lot of stuff. You're going to have the ones that still stuck on what they like, and that's fine. It's all right to like what you like, and you stick on what you like, but things evolve. And I think with this evolving, what you have to understand is that Superman has to evolve. And you got to remember, he's evolved in the comics a lot. And a lot of people, they don't read books. They're so stuck on movies. So with that being said, now that we have this version of him, which a lot of people now, I'm not talking about the old heads, I'm talking about this generation, they gravitate to the character because it makes him more relatable. And a lot of people like that. And it makes a hell of a lot more sense. Like, come on. So when you think about it, so hey, it is what it is. And all the universe is going to do is just going to expand and
Man,
get even better.
Jarbo's here.
What's happening, man?
I don't know.
Jarbo.
I saw the link and I was like,
What the hell, right?
I don't know. Because Max, you post a link and no other information.
Oh yeah,
That is true. He did do
And-
that to me. How you doing,
Alright.
Mr. Jarbo?
I'm good. I just
I had to
chilling.
post. I had to post this one last minute because I was on 2 other channels today, and I was like, I'll go for 30 minutes, and now it's an hour.
Yeah, I don't even know what the subject is because I was given no primer. Max is like the worst person to give you any like.
But everyone
advanced-
shows up.
It was
Everyone shows
Netflix. It was Netflix, the situation, and we're talking about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Snyder Cut's kind of like a daily topic of conversation in this side
Exactly.
of things.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. It's all like, so what you doing today? I don't know, dog. So Snyder Cut. Hell yeah, man.
Fireword, we haven't really had we haven't had him on a stream for a long time, so we were interested to get his viewpoint on all this.
Yeah, I kind of want to see him like turn his attention back over to the fandom menace and then just start rocking him.
Well, you know what's funny, man? Mr. Jeremy won't. He hasn't done a common ground stream since the last time I was
no
on.
more
with him.
common ground. That's
Yeah,
why.
no, I guess he didn't find his common ground.
No, there's
Yeah. He won't. I know he won't. He won't talk to me. Period.
He won't talk
he
to
won't
me
talk to
either.
me. So
Not since the diversity board. That's when he got really pissed off at me because I mocked him with them all complaining about the writers' room for the the new High Republic.
The High Republic, yeah.
And they all flipped out because there was diversity and dinosaurs on a board with lots of other subjects. And I said, diversity is not just an SJW thing. Diversity in writing, diversity in stories is really good for a book series. And then I talked about him fronting with the ladies on Geeks and Gamers and how he did not like that. That's the last time I heard from him.
well, I mean, it's like the whole dinosaurs thing. Like, you know, what was Boba Fett writing the first time we saw him?
Mythosaur.
Exactly, which is basically a
But
dinosaur.
don't let facts change their narrative.
That's
Come on, they
true.
really need it, man. Come on, man.
I know,
You know that.
I
You
know,
know that
I
better than
know.
me, man. Come on.
They're
I want to see some Star Wars dinosaurs.
I'd be down with
Hell
that.
yeah.
I'm not opposed to, like, I don't know, everything on that board. It was like, it all depends on how they write it. Like, I don't know, man. You know what it is? I always said, even in 2019, this was before Corona, I said 2020 is going to be, I think it's going to be a tough year for monetized Outrage. I think it's going to be a tough year.
Well, I think we were both wrong, Firestarter. I've admitted my failure. I thought this was going to die out faster. It's increasing now.
Well, let me chime in on that one. I agree kind of with Firestarter because what you've got is it's not decreased in regards to the amount of outrage, but decreased in regards to the amount of money earned. That's down.
what financially I was going to say people are
Yeah.
going to take a whack. You know, because like I said, you got Geeks and Gamers Premium. They have like 150 subs, and they were doing that ladies only live streams, but then they criticized the Endgame ladies only scene. That does not compute.
I always
very
thought it
well.
was funny that like Midnight's Edge did the same thing with like their toxic femininity stream, but it was hosted by a dude.
Midnight's Edge, like I don't know, and then
That
you
random on
got,
it.
you got that'll kill any stream.
Yeah,
right?
God, that is literally
She's
like
I
the
didn't watch Black Panther. I saw Mahler's review, and then I did a review of the review. I was like, integrity be damned. And then Jeremy releases that Fandom Menace video saying this is who we are. And then you got Jesse Milestone saying, fuck integrity. If Disney gives me a job, I'll take it tomorrow.
So I'm guess Ruthie.
And I was like, why would you? Ruthie's a sweetheart.
No,
She's
I know,
just
but
maybe-
her timing is impeccable. I don't talk about them forever. And then
I
all
know.
of a sudden she's like, hi, it's Ruthie here. I'm like, oh, God damn it.
But my point is, actually, she should get the Jeremy because Jeremy did
She's so
admit that
sweet.
he should incorporate because if he gets sued, he's completely screwed. I don't know if you know this, Matt. He told me that he was a sole proprietor on stream.
Oh, he's not an L. I mean, he's in. I don't know if he's in. I'm an LLC. Christ, dude, you have to be. You know.
Holy shit! Pay those taxes. That sucks. But
Oh no, I paid those taxes, but like,
no, I'm in like Jeremy. Pay those.
oh
taxes.
yeah. Well, no, I still. I mean, you know, yeah, it sucks any way you look at it, but no, I've been in an LLC now for 3 years, and it's like just covering my ass.
This is it's just copyright, geeks and gamers, all rights reserved. He said he's a sole proprietor. I didn't even prime that from him. I gave him a little bit of crap because I didn't think he paid his people. He didn't like that too much.
Yeah, he's like, well, I pay them an exposure. That's effectively what he does.
Did he actually say that? Because actually, you know what? If I find out he doesn't pay his people, I will actually stop criticizing him because then he is the god of grifters.
Well, from my understanding, he doesn't pay his people.
He
doesn't
something.
Like he keeps talking about his team, and his team are just full of volunteers, and he's got like this from like what I can gather. This is just what I pieced together from like the timeline. Is it's like, and I could be wrong, but what I gathered was that he had about 40 people in a Discord server that are effectively like his team, and so like he had someone doing thumbnails and like some people doing social media. And I don't know if those are the people that are like his, you know, his pay piggies or whatever. But I saw that video you put out today, Max, where he's talking about Tom Hanks, and I'm like,
well,
what?
You told me. I watched your video the other day, and I'm like,
yeah.
This is the thing, and I'm like shocked. I'm like,
the QAnon thing, yeah.
That's why I made the thumbnail earlier with this. Yes, with all this recent developments in 4chan, they've lost it. They have absolutely lost it. B-Level was right. They are into some weird shit.
B-Level was right.
Well, they're like the gateway drug.
Damn, that hurts.
Those things.
They're into some weird stuff. They're promoting some.
But and actually I wanted to talk to you about that, a couple things about your video today. Okay. One of them is there's literally no evidence for the Tom Hanks accusations, period. So if you're going to push back on that, don't wishy-wash that shit. Like if you're going to criticize them, like that's my biggest complaint with you, Max, is that like you don't go in hard. You don't stick to a certain, like, you don't, when you throw the heat, like you kind of back off, right? Like you'll throw a little bit of gas on the fire and then you back off. And it's like, don't back off.
I don't know. Like, I didn't do that much research. I'm like, but why are you going to criticize Tom Hanks?
Yeah, but you also, if you're going to throw that kind of heat, then you got to do your research, but first. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do a reaction. Well, and it's like your video started off really good on that. You're like, oh, yeah, this. I'm like, all right, cool. And then you get to the halfway point and you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't finish watching the video. And I'm like, God damn it.
Well, I just, it's me.
I know, and
I don't have a lot of time to do all this research.
You got to do the research, man. It's like if you're gonna, this is some serious shit. That's what I'm talking about. This is not some dumb, like, stupid Star Wars rumor nonsense that is easy to laugh at. When we talk about QAnon and we talk about the craziness of QAnon, this is stuff that like literally I've been fighting back against for almost 4 years. Because like when the Pizzagate scandal broke, that is what prompted QAnon. Yeah. Pizzagate came before it. Those guys were running their mouth over that shit like back in the winter of 2016, and it was all disproven, but they just kept going with it. And now when you've got people like Jeremy, and Jeremy did the most like lukewarm take on it I've like ever heard. Like in that video, I was like
playing softball for him.
It's just like he's like, oh, look at this image of Tom Hanks. It's horrible, but like no explanation as to why it's horrible. And I think the one it was like Tom Hanks on Route 66, if that's the image I think it was, because I've seen like they're trying to associate like the number 66 and Tom Hanks and having posted about Route 66 as being this link, this gateway to this child sex trafficking thing. Like it is the most out there stuff, but these are the people right now. 2 people running for Congress next month, right? Have a potential chance of actually winning and getting into Congress. 2 QAnon supporting people. That is actually frightening because these people should not have any power. And this is not a softball issue. This is a real political problem. And so I get why you want to take the piss out of Jeremy. That's cool beans, dude. I get that. But it's like, if you're going to do that shit, you got to do the research, because otherwise you kind of
it was more like a reaction that's saying this is actually
but you started by saying like I told you about it.
Yeah.
And then you didn't do any further research past what I said in my video, which was
Right.
just reading, giving my thoughts off an article
You
I was
told
looking
them
at.
Mecha random.
Oh,
just
shit.
Yeah,
Fire,
kind
fire.
of.
I'm busting you, dude.
And that's mostly what it is. But this is a serious issue because QAnon is a problem. And there are at least 3 million people in this country that believe QAnon to be legit. And that is something that is a growing cult. It is an absolute issue.
Okay.
And Jeremy
Are they more dangerous than an Antifa?
Well, Antifa takes to the streets. QAnon is right now the ones that are like the boomers that are going to be getting all their information from Facebook. And I view that as actually kind of a greater threat because, you can see the threat of Antifa and all that stuff in the protests. The threat of QAnon and all that backwards channel, Facebook memeing and everything else is the threat you can't see. And I view that as the greater threat because it is a coordinated effort behind the scenes to pass off false information as verified information. And people
the one thing I really did, why would he delete his tweets? Because he has millions of followers. They're all going after him constantly with tweets.
He's deleted stuff. Ryan Johnson deleted tweets, and I can probably tell you why Ryan Johnson deleted tweets because he was friends with Devin Faraci, and Faraci got outed as a sex pest. And I think because they were tight, and I think there might have been some accusations that were made. And so Johnson just went out and he just cleared the playing field. I fully believe that Twitter should delete your tweets after a year. I do. I think they should just auto delete everything. It's because people say crap and if there's no context to it, I put out tweets in 2012 that actually had context, but the title of the tweeter, because I linked to a blog, I was very, 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 it was very clicky, but the context was contained in the post. And then when I deleted that blog, those tweets remained without the context. So people then took that and twisted it. And then they've been trying to run narratives about me for a couple of years now. So really what it is if you're going to talk about the subject, continue to talk about it because it's interesting and it will get clicks, but you're also going to attract a very, very interesting group of people that I don't think you want to deal with.
All right.
I'm just telling you, man.
A cautionary.
This is cautionary shit. This isn't just let's make fun of Doomcock. Doomcock and the Commandant stuff is terrible enough as it is, and quite frankly, I know people are looking into him right now. I know some larger left-leaning people are looking into him.
I can't wait.
Now, when you say looking into him, are they trying to dox him, or are they?
No, they're not trying to. They're trying to. As far as I know, they're trying to confirm as whatever that they can. And then they've also now become aware of it.
Because I think he's the biggest grifter of them all.
Oh, he's an absolute grifter, and I think he's a dangerous individual, and I've been saying that for a while.
Why do you think he's a dangerous individual?
He's a dangerous individual to me because if you listen to the rhetoric that he spouts, just kind of
I can speak on this when you're done, but
nonchalantly. There's been a lot of radicalization in the fandom. There's been a lot of radicalization, not just Star Wars, but Star Trek, Doctor Who, and literally anything else that involves, I don't know, women. And him and people like Nerderotic, they do these live streams to several thousand people, and they start going on and on and on about the culture war, and this is a problem, and that is a problem, and wokeness, and all diversity, and all this shit. And what it does, it pushes you to it. And I've seen this.
Desensitizes you.
Yeah, and I've seen this.
It did it to me. I can speak on it. I'm telling you.
So I mean, do you know how many people sit there and say like Gamergate is the reason why Trump got elected? Like a lot of people, because
Milo Yiannopoulos.
I followed Gamergate.
I don't think that by the way, I don't believe that. But there are people out there that do believe that because they think, and this is where I think that they're somewhat correct in like their train of thought, but not their conclusion, is that what happened with Gamergate, and this is like old school lore for people, is that when it got to be popular, when it was just gamers versus the SJW critics, the blue hairs, you had someone named Milo Yiannopoulos come out of Breitbart and all of a sudden start taking Gamergate seriously from a pro-journalistic perspective. And that brought a lot of people over to Breitbart's side because they're like, oh, we're getting fair treatment from this media outlet that even though we don't agree with it politically, we're getting this treatment from them. And as a result of that, then people started believing them and backing them. Well, as time went on, we found out that Steve Bannon, the former Trump aide, the former Trump friend, was the one who sent Milo into Gamergate in order to co-opt it. and to further attempt to push the narrative towards the right, because he wanted to get a bunch of dudes who were not quite radicalized yet, but were in the right position to be radicalized, in order to then back the narrative that the left is evil and that the right is the best. And
I heard that Bannon actually owned one of those WoW gold farms. Is that correct?
That is, yeah, he did.
And then he saw what like angry nerds could do because they brought Blizzard to their knees.
Yeah. Oh no, angry nerds are very powerful, and he was trying to play that field, and they did. And there was other elements at play that kind of helped that. It wasn't all Bannon and Milo. You had like 4chan banned Gamergate. When 4chan banned something, that's a problem. But all they did is move it over to 8chan, which is way more far right.
I don't even touch any of that. I don't want that stuff on my computer. I don't want to deal with anything with that whatsoever. I stay away.
Well, here's my take on that. So I've discussed it before, where I started watching Doomcock videos for Discovery and stuff like that. Very impressionable, young, 2 years younger, whatever. Anyways, I started watching other videos where it was like I was watching stuff that was quote unquote alt-right, and then I'd start watching things about conspiracy theories. That's how I found out Pizzagate. That's how I found about Isaac Cappy and all the stuff he was throwing. And he was one of those people that did accuse Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he was. That's where the accusation against Tom Hanks came from, right? But you didn't hear Jeremy talk about that because he doesn't ever want to go back to the source. He doesn't ever want to do his actual legwork. Isaac Cappy was a nutter who threw himself off a bridge in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
On the same road.
No, he's dead. He killed himself by throwing himself off a bridge.
Well, actually, 7% of the people that jump off the Golden Gate Bridge do survive.
Well, this was in New Mexico.
Never mind.
It was on Route 66 too. If you really want to get conspiratorial.
Oh my God, was it? I didn't know that much.
It was on the same road that shoe that Tom Hanks took a picture of was there.
Oh my God!
And he posted the day he died, Route 66 roadkill. So I'm just saying there was something going on there.
With Isaac Cappy or with Tom Hanks and Isaac Cappy?
With Tom Hanks and Isaac Cappy, he had to know something.
No, Route 66 is in America. It's Americana, dude.
No, but it was in the same overpass that he threw himself off of.
But how long ago? What was the difference in time? Was it the next day?
No, it was a year.
Is it? Oh, okay.
But the thing is, after Cappy died, Tom Hanks posted that.
Okay. I haven't been to I've been to the World Trade Center before 9/11. I haven't been since. But if I go again, is that going to be like some kind of connection? I'm
just saying. I know it pushes him down that direction, and I'm just saying it's plausible. I'm not going to flat out deny it. But
dude, there's no evidence. There's been no accusations outside of Isaac Cappy. That's been the only accusation made against Hanks.
I don't know. Tom Hanks has had a clean career. Mm-hmm. I don't regard any scandal. I don't know of any paparazzi going out like him.
And I don't blame him to moving from Greece from all the way.
Greece is broke as shit. They're probably really happy that he's moving out there, but I wouldn't move to Greece. Right?
Well, I mean, do something. If entertainment's not going, he actually had the Rona. Do whatever you want. I mean, why? Why?
I don't understand. Maybe he's scared that Trump will win re-election, and he doesn't want to be here when that happens.
That's possible.
I just thought it was funny that Jeremy's like playing those like, oh, he doesn't like Trump. It's like, yeah, a lot of people don't like Trump. What's your point? And and everything that he had said in those clips that he played was all before the 2016 presidential election. So this was over 4 years ago.
I mean, I don't know. Jeremy's just everyone's got to grind out a living, I guess. And I know he doesn't want to go back working at Target, and I appreciate that. But you got to have a minimum amount of integrity, my guy.
Maybe you're right, Matt. Maybe I need to be more careful about my top side stuff.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you,
it's hilarious.
I'm telling you, Max. On these situations, if you're having, dude, honest to God, just come to me first. Just come to me first on this shit, because this is like I know a lot about this stuff.
Okay.
And this is where I've lived for years. Okay. So if you're gonna, because the thing is, like, the last thing I want is for like you to become a target of these people. Okay. Because you put out, like, if you put out something and it's just like ill-informed, but you show like a lack of an opinion, or like you're like, well, I don't know, this could be real, and then that's an in. It's an in for you. It's an in for them to go like, well, it is real. And here's and this is what we know, and then it literally just becomes this rabbit hole of nonsense, like Brian was saying, with the kind of shit that Doomcock does. And so also I do want to say, I saw this in the chat, Michael, if you have counter evidence to what I'm saying presented
no,
otherwise.
Michael, he's a young dude.
So
I
all
try
I'm
to
saying,
get
if
him
you
out of politics. I try not to do politics, so he loves talking about politics.
Well, you did politics today, though. I mean,
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna, you did it
I
today, man.
I did. But this live stream wasn't going to be all about that. But Zod,
well,
it's my fault. It's my fault.
I don't believe any of the Tom Hanks stuff. Of course, if there's evidence that comes out, I reserve the right to change my opinion.
Right. I said hey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry if I pushed out Zod and Prime. My bad.
No. I think I was going to do 30 minutes. I'm happy everyone came. I actually need to get to bed because I got a long day at work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going into work late, but which is nice. But
I might be out of a job, so I have no idea.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, I'm not. It's the census. I've been working for the census for the last 5 weeks. And so it's temporary.
You were gonna boot it at some point, can't you?
Yeah, well, it's also
giving me a warning of my own. This is so hilarious.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll appear on some more streams being critical of Fandom Menace. I just don't. I've just been very busy with work, and I got some family stuff going on. That I don't want to get into so much. That does tie up a lot of my time, which is why I don't want to go to movie theaters. And if people want to, they can.
Well, yeah, I'm having watch Raised by Wolves, watch The Boys.
The Boys is great.
Oh yeah, did you see Raised by Wolves?
I did not.
That's an amazing show.
Is it gotten better? Because I've heard there's been some complaints about it.
Oh really? What's the complaints?
That is boring.
No, it's very intriguing, very interesting. Thanks, Phobic. They go way into science fiction and faith, people that believe in, faith in the creator versus science. They tackle all that stuff. Very interesting, very weird, some shocking stuff too. It's like the most interesting sci-fi I think he's done since Alien and Blade Runner, because Ridley Scott did actually direct the first episode, at least I think the first two. Really, really, really well done. Oh, Enosh is saying you're welcome on his streams.
Yeah, sure. I mean, when I have, like I said, usually I work very, very early on Mondays, so this would have been a negative tonight. But I don't know. I just think that monetized outrage, and I don't know if that's anything with unemployment going up to 25%, where people don't have as much disposable income. But I just have a feeling that I think Jeremy is spreading himself too thin. He launched a website that
his personal channel is taken off.
I haven't seen a video of his pop up in my recommended in a while, at all.
Yeah, I guess maybe he's getting with his political stuff. I don't know. All he is just Trump, Trumpity, Trump all day, every day. That's basically it. I mean, he doesn't really have an original thought or anything like that.
What I love is that video Max watched. He's all like, well, this is my own opinions. It's not tied to the Geeks and Gamers brand. And then I like how there was an immediate course correction. But as soon as he said that, he's like, I'm like, you're wearing the hoodie. You literally have the logo right there. You're not going to separate it. So when you talk about being sole proprietor, I think it's more ways than one.
Yeah, well, I think that's profoundly stupid that he's a sole proprietor, but he's allowed to make that mistake because he slips up and gets sued. It doesn't even have to be substantiated. You still have to hire legal. And, you're out $50K if somebody really wants to pursue it. It's a lot of money, man.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, he's still, so low tier that it's just probably, he knows when to cut and run. He does. He knows when to cut and run. And what he mostly does is he just uses, hyperbolic headlines and some hyperbolic thumbnails and some clickbait. And then he just kind of lets the outrage machine do its thing. But he's, I don't know. I think I really wonder what's going to happen if Trump doesn't get reelected, if a lot of this stuff is going to go another direction.
Oh, we have to get through 2020 first. That's the problem.
I'm so scared that there's going to be further violence.
Drugs in a cabin in the woods, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually glad I live in the forest. You know what I mean? I live on a dead end road in the forest.
I live in a pretty secluded neighborhood, and there are a lot of surrounding towns that if people really want to come and fuck with us, they could. But I don't know. But then again, I got my parents I got to worry about. They might be hunkering down with me for a while. That's fine.
Yeah, I hope the best. That's a good place to end it.
Here, Max, bring up this image I just brought up. This is my preparation plan. in case shit goes crazy.
I thought someone jumped in the stream that was trying to mock you. And I was like,
no. This is my preparation plan. I'm gonna rock my Black Panther mask and my cap gun and go to town.
I'm a fear for your safety, Matt. I fear for your safety.
Yeah.
I did a Dollar Tree haul video earlier today.
My God. That's a great thumbnail.
It's on the thumbnail, but that's just one of the screen caps from it. Anyway, I just wanted to show that.
Let's bring hell.
That's how I'm gonna survive Trump 2020.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh boy. Well,
No,
thanks for coming on. Okay, go. Final thought, Matt.
Oh no, subscribe to Max, everybody.
That works.
Even the people that you said I might attract. Don't.
Yeah, because then that would your videos would get really interesting.
Okay.
Hey,
my videos are interesting.
You would drop the Dr. Doom mask, and you would get the V for Vendetta mask.
Oh, I was thinking about
heck
it.
yeah. Get the Guy Fawkes mask and go for it.
That would be that's coming up, dude. November 5th is right around the corner.
Oh God. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for having me, Max.
Oh
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
this was a treat.